All right, folks, welcome on back here this Tuesday, July 8th. Great to have all of us back inside our live trading room. Scott, Margaret, Pat, got Bill joining us here as always. Got Russell, who had a nice trade just before. Actually, a couple nice trades from Russ. Great to see you, Russ. And all of our students, members alike back inside our live trading room. I'm a sweaty mess here if you're joining us on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Popping up right down below, corner left, down below at Cyber Trading U. If you are new to our channel, new to our streams or platforms alike, just make sure to hit the follow or subscribe button down there. Local Business Tuesday. That's what I'm calling it at least here. I had to run a couple errands earlier this afternoon. I was on my electric bike, so I'm a hot mess right now. But I went over to my local farmer's market, picked up some good produce, some nice drinks. I went to my coffee shop. Shout out to Bel Air Coffee Company right there. Local Business Tuesday. But with that in mind, let's hop right to it here because, if you stepped away from the market, today is a decent day to do so because not as active across the board, not a whole lot happening with earnings, economic events, you name it. But we've had a phenomenal day once again here inside our live trading room. So, hey, this QS stock I have up on the screen, at least to begin. Listen, this was called out by a couple of our students or even just trial members testing our room out early this morning. So I want to give a quick shout out to Mohammed A, just one of our trial members. He shouted this out at first. I like the call out because at least it had a good spread. It has good order book. Makes it easier to read the orders for a stock like this. The only thing is just that this goes for any time of the day, any day of the week. The only thing you just always think about this, you never want to focus on too many stocks at once. So, we called this out early, but truth be told, we were on top of a few other trades a little bit more at first. Then this started to continue and we kind of switched our attention and focus more to this QS stock. And, pretty much from there, Rich took the reins on this trade. He was calling it out off at $8, flipped $8 from resistance into, loosely speaking, a support, double bottom, moved back up well. So, hey, for the afternoon, I have no problem just starting off putting this on, on our watch list here. Now, I think that also this stock, QuantumScape, this is not some like microscopic low float company. I think that they got a decent float. What are they up, like 18% today? So probably got to go down the gainers list a bit here. Yeah, 375 million share float. This thing should have a pretty large gas tank. That does not equate to, just a perfect move all day long, but it's been doing a great job thus far. It's at the highs. For that reason, more than anything, we want to put this on our watch list. This is where I'll tell you, though, the conversation this week so far has been like float, low float stocks are very unreliable. Just because this has a high float doesn't mean that this is reliable. Look at this chart. Back from 2021, 2020 time, COVID, it's been making lower highs the entire time. This is some quantum company, right? So, hey, even earlier, a couple of us were shouting out another quantum company, IONQ. These two look completely separate, right? Two completely total opposite directions that they've been moving in long term. Rigetti, RGTI, that one we're very familiar with. QUBT, this is as much of the charting as we see here. QBTS was breaking all-time highs just last month. So going back to QS, do not think, please, do not put your life savings on this, making the next big move and catching up with the others. There is a reason why this has been where it's at the whole time. It's a great day trade, though. And granted, would it shock me if this moves up higher tomorrow? No. But this I'm keeping solely as a day trade for myself. And hopefully you do the same. Remember, even look at Wolf from yesterday, WOLF. This was, I guess, a good overnighter, but, I called this out primarily as a day trade. The long-term chart was disgusting. And look at it now. This thing's been dead in the water since the morning. So, we like QS for right now. Absolutely going to put this on our list. Probably will be near the top of our list by the end of it all, actually. Just not really a good swing trade. That's all. PROC, PROK. Let's just jump to this here. And, I was being pretty literal earlier inside our live trading room for this one. I try to be as literal as I could be because we're risking our money, right? And when money's on the line, we can't be doing too much fooling around. So let's take a look on PROK. This is the halt list for the day. How many stocks got halted at what time, how often. So for PROK, notice that I did a little search here for the ticker, on this page. It shows about 70 entries, 70. That's not actually the amount of times it got halted because PROK, the ticker, technically PROK, like pro kidney, it's like double search. So I guess technically it's now on its 35th halt, if you do the math correctly there. Number 35. Listen, it's going up. So for that reason, I feel like I have to put this on our like special main list. But where you're looking at past resistance here, it's kind of there now, back from, I mean, basically just May of last year. This time, pretty much last year, a little bit longer than that. But this show might be over pretty soon if this can't flip this area into a support. So I'll put it on our list. I'll have it join the QS trade, but we're going to hopefully find easier trades, stocks that are not up as much as this, 576%, that aren't getting halted 35 times in a singular day. So let's see if there's easier fish in the sea to catch. NDRA, we'll keep kind of going through. We'll recap any of the moves that we caught from earlier. This was more of like a pre-market push early in the morning after 8 o'clock, little bounce, but that was pretty much it afterwards. Just some low float no-namer and kind of like flavor of the day, if not even flavor of the day. These are like flavor of the morning, pretty much. That's all. Not even the whole day. BTCS, I mean, shaking back down pretty brutally now. I see a lot of people talking about some of the mining companies. Obviously, we have our focus on Iron, which I'm not even really calling a Bitcoin mining company anymore. They're nuclear and AI data center play. But this BTCS could be worth watching going into the rest of this week. We had our eyes on this since the morning, called it out from there. But I see so many people on social media. They're like, oh, this is going to be the next 10x. This is going to be the next 1,000% mover. Look how much it dropped off from 2016, right? I mean, yeah, what if you said that back 4 years ago during the last Bitcoin bull market? I guess it did have 1 week where it popped, 1 or 2 weeks where it popped. That's all. Out of the whole entire bull market 4 years ago, this was a 2-week move, and then that was it. So, again, you can't trust these stocks as far as you could throw them. I'll put this on our list still because it's technically making higher lows from these. If you're looking for a bounce or a move up for the afternoon on this trade, sooner is a lot better than later. That's all I'll say there. All right, we'll keep it moving. Workhorse, WKHS, pulling back a little bit now. I guess still kind of making a higher low from earlier, but this looks a little bit weaker. I'm not as jumpy to put this back on our list for the afternoon. If this comes back up by tonight into tomorrow, if it looks healthy again tomorrow, we'll probably focus on it. We're familiar with Workhorse, WKHS, so. All right, SRFM, we're also familiar with this one too, Surf Air Mobility. As far as the news, honestly, I have to go back and double check to see why they actually had popped back. It was like a week or two ago or even 3 weeks ago, SRFM. Maybe they were linked with Bitcoin. I think they might be a Bitcoin treasury-based company. Whole bunch of stuff here. 27 million registered direct. Palantir share acquisition. I don't know what's going on with this here. I feel like about a few weeks ago, they had some news in relation to Bitcoin. Maybe I'm wrong with that. Or maybe it's with the air taxi stocks, like the EVTOL. Yeah, that's it. Okay, gotcha. So no Bitcoin, sorry. Pardon me there. And of course, they're going to make you pay an arm and a leg for a membership on Seeking Alpha, of course. All right, so the news is flying taxi stocks soar after the White House announced, this is back on June 6th, a month ago, the EVTOL pilot program. So this was one that took off back then. Looks like it's breaking higher, though, from that day or from that week. Really here, it did a little while back this morning, but nice trade. It's holding near the highs, and we're familiar with it. As long as the spread doesn't open up to like an ungodly amount, then we're looking pretty good here on this trade. So I'll put this kind of number 2 on our list here. QS is number 1 for right now. I still like that one a lot in terms of the trend and the order book. But SRFM, we'll add there too. Looking good. All right. Anything else looking good, though, across the board, folks? Just up or down a decent amount? Let me know here. Brad, Michael, Kathleen, Steve. Got all of us here inside our live trading room. This is definitely going up. Nice little move here. Engine, gaming, and media. All right. Well, another loser for a long while here. So shorts are covering whatever news may have come out. There might not even be news on this that led to a little short squeeze, perhaps. But we appreciate the move. We appreciate the volatility. And this has a decent book for the time being. So I'll add it here as well. Number 3, I guess now. putting the BTCS and I'm putting the proc trade, the Halt one, just kind of towards the back end of our watch list at this point. Did really well on the SBET trade from earlier. This was my first trade on the morning today. Got in right over 14. 14.10 was my entry price. It was shortly after the open. Or no. This was my pre-market trade. I had a pre-market trade. This was it. And then after that, I ended up missing out on some of this pop here after the open. But it's still holding near the highs. And the thing with the SBET trade that we were talking about, this is a Ethereum company, Ethereum holding company, treasury company, but led to a big gap down before that news came out from last month. And there's a chance that this could try and fill a good chunk of this. If it can't go up all the way up towards 32, 33, maybe it goes up towards this low around like 26. And even before that area, you got to worry about like $20 as like the whole number, psychological decade level number. So, hey, if this holds near the highs and this looks to make a little pop higher from this point, I could see a potential move up to 20. Now, if it fails and then craps the bed from here, then obviously, all bets off there at that point. But I'll put the S bet on our list again. I like it. All right. Anything like at least a little easier on the eyes in terms of the order book, in terms of the spread, the order book. This actually fits exactly what I'm looking for. SANA. The only thing on this is just that it's like too slow. Had a great move just across the mid afternoon. Can it repeat though? Can it make as good of a move for about 30, 25, 30 cents? That would be excellent. It just looks really slow now. See if there's anything with a little bit more life to it, looking even better. Goblin. Edit. Here's my Soon trade. So Soon from earlier today. We crushed the Soon stock from earlier. This was our trade of the day. Broke above resistance immediately at the market open at 1250. From there, it flipped the 1250 into support like here. And then just later on, I was on a coaching call in the late morning with one of our students. I wrote you the game plan inside our live trading room. I was looking for a bounce around 1240 to 1250. Really, it was 1250, but I ended up averaging into this trade. So I'm currently in at 1245. I'm thinking about making this a swing trade, on this one. But with the swing on Soon, I feel like we need to wait another day or two, maybe into next week. This is back above where we had previous support here. As long as it remains above it, this is in good standing for another slingshot. Just the only issue I have on the swing, even though I'm literally in it, is that we still have some ball left to play today. If it has a rejection here into the close, that could lead to a little uncertainty for tomorrow morning. So, you kind of there, right place, wrong time every now and then. I love the entry. I love the level, everything with my price. I love. Just, is it going to hold today? Or is it going to be something later in the week, Thursday, Friday, that it makes the better hold and bounce off of? That's what you got to figure out. All right. We moved away from Wolf like that this morning. As soon as the market opened up and this dropped, I told you, I was like, guys, let's look elsewhere. So that was probably the best call out that we had all morning, all afternoon. It's not even the ones that make you money. It's the ones that save you time, right? Because we're told that that time is our most valuable asset in life, right? That's certainly the case. And even furthermore with trading. RXRX holding here, nice little move from earlier. We didn't even call that one out, I don't think. If we did, Rich probably did then. But otherwise, it's still building lower highs on the daily chart from the end of last year. So maybe there could be more to it over time, but I'm not really thinking it just yet. Lucid, too slow. Moderna, definitely not too slow, just not really near the highs at this point. Jobby is right away. This was one of the easier trades today. I say that, though, telling you at first it wasn't. This was not one of the easier trades of the day at first. So let me show you, at least on this one for the JOBY. Bright as day resistance at $11.30. If it could break above it, we have a move. It broke above it here, and it flipped it into a support here at first. But this is 9:42 in the morning, guys. This is like prime time. This should be rocking and rolling up towards 12. If it's not giving you that big move shortly after, odds are it's going to give you a big move shortly after, just the other way. So over time, this made lower highs, made that pullback. But just before, when I wasn't really expecting it at first, It was beginning to move back up towards the 1130. Hey, the more that this can keep knocking on that door, banging on that door, it's going to break it. So this became such an easy trade, as much as we were hoping for it to be earlier. If you were able to jump in right over that 1130 level, it's been picture perfect since. So I'll put the Jobby trade on our watch list with that in mind. SNDL wrapping up the gainer side here. We're still at like 8%. Damn, we got a lot to go through here, guys. Intel had a good day today. We could focus on that maybe. I'm just skimming through at this point, just kind of doing a quick skim. Cypher, another mining stock. I'm not really too jumpy towards it. Ward WRD. This has been a good little mover for us here and there. It looks like it's having a good day. We'll come back to it if we need to. Tesla. Now, Tesla made a little recovery from yesterday. Now, it's been kind of a pain in the ass in terms of this move because it's actually too good. It's actually moving too nice. That's the issue with it. It's just too good. Because where you're looking for under and over to test support, it just basically spiked down to 295 and change, didn't exactly come into 295 after the open. And then once it blasted over 3, if you missed it from 3, then you're kind of looking for this to go under and over from 3, kind of crash into the level, then bounce. This is like too good. It's just not even touching the levels, and it's going up shortly after. You know what? I'll put Tesla specifically on our list just because the news from yesterday, obviously everyone's focused on it, even if you're not in it as a position. Just think about like the whole market, big picture type of scenario. So normally we don't always focus on like the name brands, so often, but for Tesla specifically, we got it today. The others aren't really doing anything right now. I mean, Amazon's making lower high, Apple lower highs across the board since the late morning. So Tesla will focus on. The others, garbage. All right, at this point, let's just hop over to the loser side, finish it up from there, folks. For Brad, Michael, Kathleen, all of our students inside the trading room, let me know just in advance. Let me know now. I'll come back to the chat in just a bit. But if anything else looks good here, let me know. And I'll tell you what doesn't look good. Take a stab in the dark on that. But PHH, this thing, Jesus Christ, down 92%. And this happened at 11 o'clock in the morning, mind you. It's just having a normal day. Normal day. Imagine being like the CEO, just normal, then splat out of nowhere, down about 90% within about like 45 minutes to an hour's time. Give me a quick second just because I want to check the news out on this. I didn't even care to check the news because, you're just not trading that thing. That's pretty much it. It was PHH, dyslexia. Sorry. PHH, not PPH. See any news any news out here or what? I don't have any news here for this company, even not even a singular headline for Park Ha Biological Technology. Let's see. They are a company that's engaged in developing its private skincare label, direct skincare products, sales and franchise alliances, promotions, blah, 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 blah. Looking at the corner right here, guys, when you see the corner right, that's kind of like what the company does from Benzinga. Hey, if it was moving anywhere near up, if this was sniffing an uptrend here, I'd possibly put this on our list, but can't short it. We're not going to wait all day for that to try and make like one tiny bounce. That thing's finished. BSGM also finished. That thing looks done for now. That was a trade from yesterday. All of these are small cap stocks, quite honestly, like all of them. There's an ETF here, GDXU, gold sector, I guess, maybe even gold mining, that could be. Run had a good drop earlier today. Maybe that could have been a decent short. Nothing really to it now at this point. I'll tell you, listen, we normally get most of our watch list from the gainer side, unless if the entire market is just puking and just tanking, then quite frankly, I mean, I like our list already. We got a decent watch list here. As always, the second I say those exact words, we find something from the loser side. So AFRM at least is decent, just a little expensive for that one. That's all. Also pretty expensive. This one isn't doing as well on the way down. All right. Listen, if you want me to really add a stock from the loser side to our list, it could be the AFRM trade as a potential short. Let's just see the news out here one last time. We got Newsman Levitan here for you this morning, for this afternoon. AFRM, let's see, price target raised to $75 from RBC Capital. There's got to be more to it aside from that, though. I mean, this thing's down over 5% today. SoFi's not down that much. They're green today. They're positive today. Upstart's, barely down. They're barely negative from yesterday's close. So there's got to be some news out here for AFRM. But this one, if anything, we like because it's showing good direction. We're familiar with the trade, even if you think it's expensive. It is, but just we're familiar with the stock. We know how it moves. Good volume for what it's worth on the order book. Considering the price, it's not terrible. All right, so there it is, folks. If there is anything else, lastly, you would want me to look at here, just let me know here in the chat. Quick shout out to Kevin, my neighbor from Lakeland. There you go, joining us on the YouTubes this afternoon. Good to see you there, Kevin. Maybe you're familiar with Bel Air Coffee Company, a little local company Tuesday here I'm doing, right? From Snowman. Hopefully they're not the snowman I'm thinking about. Pushing back on up, right? Yeah. This thing, is a freak of nature. Maybe this thing's the snowman this afternoon, if you get my gist. You know what? It's on our list still. We already have this on our watch list. It's over that area, so that's even better. This is a super low float stock, right? So if you're familiar with BMNR, we were saying that this was a very low float stock before they had some private placement. Not every stock is going to go from $5 up to 160. Hate to break that to you. So I hope this keeps going. I hope this holds support here at these areas, but it looks like yet another down halt. What does that make that now? 37 on the afternoon, number 38 halt number. So, we're going to keep this on our list, but just be really careful when you're trading the stock, because once the music stops, you better find your seat. Isaiah, great to have you here joining us on the YouTubes as well, asking about Unity. Give a good Dave Chappelle impersonation right now, but I can't really say it as good as him. But otherwise, though, Unity here, a nice little break higher just before. It's up nearly 5%. Probably the reason why I didn't see this on my gainer side here, Isaiah, is because I have my filter set to like 5. This is like knocking on that door. So nice call out. Really good call. Breaking higher from June, at least. It still needs to kind of like work this area here for 52-week highs. You know what? Do we have too big of a list yet? Not really. We're not trying to make a big list, but we're not really at overload just yet. Got one of us looking for a U long. We got one of us looking for a U short, I guess. Hey, I will tell you what, Snowman, I would look to follow the trend on this first more than anything. That is just for any singular stock. Imagine trying to short PROK if you were able to, right? Get run over by a Mack truck. So I would recommend to focus on the trend first. When you get the lower low, the local break lower here, like we say with buying stocks, I don't mind buying stocks at a higher price level if there's at least good reason to and good logic to. I don't mind shorting stocks from a little lower of a price level, at least if there's good logic or good reason to. Folks, that's where we're going to leave off for right now. I got to jump back exclusively to our live trading room coming up. For Isaiah's, for Kevin. Actually, Kevin, I know that you're subscribed already. You're good to go. Snowman, all of us on YouTube right now, as well as Facebook, X, LinkedIn, etc. All of our social media streams and platforms alike. Just make sure to follow us at Cyber Trading U down below. If you wanted to join us inside our live trading room, just kind of continue on with the next steps here with us inside our room. Got about 108 of us joining us live right here. Yehuda, Russell, Roberto. Looks like both Russell and Roberto clocked out on the QS trade just before. Nice job from them. Carlos, you got Nabil here, one of our trial members testing us out. Scott, Margaret, all of them here. I'm going to jump back towards coming up here. Just join us inside our live trading room. Go right down to the link scrolling down below on the bottom there in blue, ctu.co/trial. That will take you right to a landing page, get you signed up for our live trading room. And then otherwise, hey, folks, best of luck trading if you're not joining us. We'll be back on tomorrow. Get Fausto, I believe, back bright and early in the morning for you tomorrow. Save yourself from my ugly mug breaking your computer screen. I'm teasing, of course. But hey, folks, I'll be back on, though, just for all of our students in just a bit. I'll talk to you soon.